This year, the American Theater Wing is celebrating its 100th anniversary. Although it's best known for creating the Tony Awards, the wing has been dedicated to supporting excellence in education in the theater since its founding back in 1917. Today, the wing is responsible for shining a spotlight on the best of theater on Broadway and off with the Tonys and the Obies. It also awards hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships and grants each year to artists and organizations to keep the American theater vibrant for generations to come. During World War II, the American Theater Wing established the Stage Door Canteen on 44th Street to help entertain troops. The canteen no longer exists, but today we're at one of Broadway's most popular and secretive hangouts. A place so exclusive, I can't even tell you the name. I'm Frank DeLella, and this is On Stage. This week we're celebrating the centennial of the American Theater Wing. We'll hear from its chair, Tony Award-winning playwright David Henry Wong, who's currently prepping a starry Broadway revival of Them Butterfly. We'll bring you highlights from the Wing's star-studded gala. We'll tell you the secret history of the organization, and we'll go inside the immersive world of off-Broadway's newest smash hit, K-pop. But first, some theater headlines from the week gone by. Believe it or not, Cher is on her way to Broadway. The Cher Show, a new musical based on the life of the pop icon, is set to have its New York debut at the Neil Simon Theater in the fall of 2018. The bio musical will feature a book by Jersey Boy scribe Rick Ellis and direction by Avenue Q's Jason Moore. Mercy, a new musical based on the beloved movie Pretty Woman, is walking down the street to Broadway. The show will star Samantha Barks and Steve Kazee in the roles made famous by Julia Roberts and Richard Gere. Jerry Mitchell will handle direction and choreography, and music and lyrics are by Jim Valance and rocker Bryan Adams. Pretty Woman is also set to open on Broadway in the fall of 2018. And finally, what happens when you mix a two-time Grammy Award-winning pop star with a dash of a Broadway newcomer? You get singer-songwriter Jason Mraz. Mraz is set to join the company of the hit musical Waitress as Dr. Pomander for a 10-week run beginning on November 3rd. Doctor's orders, get your tickets now. As Rogers and Hammerstein put it in South Pacific, there is nothing like a dame. And there's certainly nothing like Dame Angela Lansbury. The stage and screen legend has 5 Tony Awards, an Honorary Academy Award, and a Kennedy Center Honor. She's also the Honorary Chair of the American Theater Wing. I visited with Angela at her Los Angeles home to talk about the wing and her illustrious stage career. You're the honorary chairman of the American Theater Wing. What does the American Theater Wing mean to you?
It means everything to me, because if it weren't for the American Theater Wing, I never would have gotten my dramatic training in the United States. It came about in an extraordinary way because my mother, who was an actress on the London stage back in the 1920s and 30s, knew Noel Coward. Well, Noel Coward was connected with American Theater Wing, very much so from the very earliest days. And she went to him and said, my daughter is a young actress. I would give anything if we could get her a scholarship to attend a drama school in New York.
So you make your Broadway debut in Hotel Paradiso. What was it like taking your first step onto a Broadway stage?
I just felt totally comfortable. I was at home on stage. That was where I belonged.
Everyone here hates me, I'm blank.
Your first Broadway musical was Anyone Can Whistle.
I think that Sondheim would agree with me. The kind of putting on of that show was really rough and tough. I didn't sing for a year after that show closed.
What's your relationship like with Mr. Sondheim?
We've always maintained a friendship through the years. I have to give him credit for the one who chose me to do the first musical of my career. And I'm a great admirer of his.
You do Anyone Can Whistle. Jerry Herman comes and sees you in the show. And what comes next?
To my amazement, who How he saw Mame in that show, I'll never know.
Whenever they say you're slightly unconventional, Jabba Jabba, after your nose.
He played me some of the songs from Mame, and I thought, oh my God, this is incredible. He wants me to sing this, to be this extraordinary character. Yeah. so anyway, we hit it off. And he had to work very hard to persuade the producers to use me. They didn't think I had it, that I hadn't got the experience, that I didn't have the name, I didn't have anything. But he absolutely, adamantly stuck with his decision that I was going to do it.
Mame was also your first Tony. What was it like receiving your first Tony Award for Mame?
Well, that was a big first for me. I was thrilled, absolutely out of my skull, and I'll never forget that first wonderful Tony Award. It was incredible, and there it is right now.
Tell me about the first time you heard The Worst Pies in London, Nellie Lovett's opening number.
These are probably the worst pies in London.
Well, all I can tell you is I heard it in Stephen Sondheim's house. He played it for me on his piano, and he was trying to do it all. And he was trying to incorporate all of the movements of my hands, or what my hands would be doing when I sang the song, and play the piano and sing the song. Well, we ended up on the floor. It was so funny. But anyway, that was the first time I ever heard Worst Pies in London.
Looking at your extensive career, both on stage and on screen, what would Mom say?
I'm sure she was pleased. She had a very tragic life because she lost her voice, and it made life very, very difficult. And for her to see me in the theater, it was hard. Mame was the last role she saw me do.
How'd she receive Mame?
That was something. That was a toughie. She wanted it all for me, but she didn't. You know what I mean?
If you could revisit any role that you created over the years, what role would you pick?
Well, probably Gypsy. The colors of Rose were so real and special and extraordinary. Her desire for success for her girls, really for herself. These are truths about human nature that we have to understand and live with. Certainly in my own case, as a performer, and with my mother, who is also a performer.
What's the secret to your success?
I was blessed with a talent.
Truly one of the best. All right, we have to take a quick break. But first, on September 18th, the American Theater Wing held its Centennial Gala at Cipriani, where stars of stage and screen were on hand to celebrate the importance of this amazing institution.
It started as a political organization. It is still a political organization.
100 years ago, these women got together and felt it was important to support the theater and keep it going.
Theater education arts is vital, and American Theater Wing is doing a fantastic job.
I think it's the best way to communicate, to have fun, getting a great education.
It's a way for us to be able to encourage young people to come into the arts, find professions, find a life. There's nothing more important, and it's the legacy of our entire community.